Will I take your one away? Because you look like
Whatever
you're
thing.
afraid.
I am afraid.
The hardest thing you've ever done?
The hardest thing I've ever done. I don't know if I can say that. Sit through my wife's labour. It's her hardest and my hardest.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm getting killed for that.
Toughest player you've ever played against?
Paul O'Connor.
Okay. Toughest player you've played with? Like from
Paul O'Connor.
Oh. If you were a Dublin football player, who would you be?
Stephen Cluxton.
Good choice. What's your worst injury you've had?
Probably most painful, breaking my jaw. That's not nice, because one of the times I had to have it wired shut. So I couldn't eat. You have to like mush all your food up and drink through a straw and stuff. So that was horrible. So you're asking me about my worst injury. We used to live with pain all the time. So how do you deal with that?
For some reason I have a really good pain threshold. So I'm definitely not in pain every second of the day, but I take a lot of painkillers. That mostly gets me through the day. And then, yeah, I guess I just try to block out the pain and think that it's not there and just take more painkillers if I need it.
Obviously you've lived with it since you were born, but when you're a teenager, does it have different challenges to when you were a little bit younger?
It definitely does, because now that I'm nearly 15, I want to go out, but my mum and dad kind of want to keep me in a bubble for the rest of my life. But
same as them all.
So it's incredibly hard, but you know, you kind of adjust it to what suits you. What do you want to do after you give up golf? Or not golf, rugby.
Never giving up golf. You sound like my wife now. I'd love to stay in the game in some shape or form.
For as long as you can.
Yeah, I'd love to play for as long as I can, and then I'd love to stay in the game and give back. I felt like I've learned a lot over my career, so I'd love to give that back.
Like coach little kids?
No, I don't think I'd be good coaching kids. No, patience wouldn't be my best attribute. So I think coaching people you're allowed to shout at would probably be my forte.
Good. Okay, do you remember when people started staring at you?
When I started playing for Leinster, I think.
Yeah.
I suppose people started to begin to sort of get to know you a little bit and then stare at you. But it can have its challenges with, like, when you have kids and stuff and you feel like people are listening to what you're saying or watching you with your kids and stuff. So it has its challenges, but... And how do you deal with when people stare at you?
For me, it's the hardest thing about living with DB. It's just kind of constant. Wherever you go, there's someone there constantly looking at you.
And how do you deal with it?
I kind of have to block them out most of the time and not let them ruin your day. That you're, like, if you go out to try and have fun, not to let them ruin what you're there to do. Okay. They're all the questions.
Good interview.